Hello, everyone. My name is Tina Sowice, and Tina is not a short for Christina. It's not a short for Valentina. It's a short for Fatina, a very Arabic and Jordanian name that I'm very proud of. But I keep the name Tina because it's an icebreaker. Every time someone in the US meets me and asks me, "Is your name Tina?" And I get to tell my story, the story of why I am the product of Jordan. I was born to a family of entrepreneurs who immigrated to Chicago. I went to a Jordanian university and I started my career and my path in a focus in working in education reform, change management, by empowering teachers to become master trainers and lead the change through schools. I won't bore you with the story of my career path in Jordan. I will get straight to the highlight of my story. As I reached the dream in Jordan and I became an advisor for youth policy at the Prime Minister's office, my favorite job of all time, because I got to see where you can really challenge the rules and engage with Jordanian youth to put them on the map anywhere in the world. However, July 11, 2013, I gave birth to my first and only son, and he was born with a rare disease that's considered a 1 in 10 million. My son Troy was born with his organs shuffled, and at the time I needed to find a doctor that is able to figure out where we're going to start with his surgeries. And we started the trail of surgeries, and the first thought that came to my mind is, if he's 1 in 10 million, that means someone started counting somewhere. And if someone started counting somewhere, that means there's alive patients who have gone through the same thing as my son. So I went on that hunt to connect the dots globally through the US to find these patients and contact them and figure out what I can do for my son to save him, and he will have the best outcome in his life. To my surprise, and I was going through that for the past 9 years, I ended up having to go and see 28 different specialists multiplied by 4 for second opinion to actually figure out the 19 surgeries that my son had. And it was all on me as a mother to connect the dots, figure it out, and follow the one rule that I take with me wherever I go, which is form should follow function. I looked back at my upbringing in Jordan and I remembered one thing, that we are taught over there to see a problem as an opportunity. I decided to look sideways and listen to all of these doctors and be the connecting point between all of them to figure out how Troy can be a success story in medicine that he is today. I took that opportunity to gamify a very complicated situation in pediatrics these days, which is after they do all of these surgeries, how are they going to function? How are they going to retrain the brain? I gamified that methodology using VR gaming, and the VR methodology is called Troytopia, after my son, and it focuses on the rehabilitation of the neurogastrointestinal system, where a child is training in a game, traveling as a blueberry inside his body, and he's training his whole brain, whole body to communicate, to actually have function gastrointestinally and colorectally. This methodology right now is partnered in several clinics, and I'm very proud to say that I was able to reach impact that way. Having left Jordan, of course, you always have, as every Jordanian in this room, you always have Jordan in your heart. I was always looking at opportunities, how I can best represent Jordan, for the mere coincidence as every single hospital that I ended up going to, every single research or clinical trial that I met with over the past 9 years actually had Jordanian American doctors in it. And in every opportunity I would get to meet them, I realized how them, like me, they also want to connect the dots and give back and represent to Jordan. So I decided to consult in social impact investing and serve as a global connection for Jordan here in Phoenix, Arizona. The story that I'm trying to tell you is, as a Jordanian, I realized that we as Jordanians and a product of Jordan have excelled in anywhere we go to give it the opportunity to put Jordan on the map with our brains. My son right now decides to go every summer to Jordan to learn and, bridge that culture into his school. And it made me realize another opportunity that we have. As I was thinking of the human body and then trying to connect the dots in every single organ that was shuffled and put back together, I realized that this is what we do in Jordan at the heart of the Middle East too. We are the brain that connects all of the functions in the Middle East through our talent. We have experts in health tech. We have entrepreneurs who are very fierce, who can see the problem sideways. And in every project that I worked on in the US here that always looked at, well, we have a shortage of people, which is the situation right now. The first idea that came to my mind is, well, if you hire a Jordanian, if you outsource a Jordanian company, you would find a better solution to your problem. And what's really cool about it is that with the economies of scale, with the economy we're in, you have affordable solutions, amazing tech, amazing incentives to invest in these people in Jordan and collaborate. I call that collaboration today the parallel world. And that parallel world makes me think of a very interesting idea that I was inspired by from my son again. As a piano prodigy, he likes to play music a lot. I want to take a little pause because one thing I learned is we can take a story that is a challenge for us and turn it into an opportunity. And I think there's a whole hall of people in here who have gotten inspired just by a story, a personal story, a problem, and have found solutions to put it all together and make a difference. However, as a Jordanian, I see it differently. I see that we have a better outlook on seeing that problem, looking at it from different perspectives and coming up with solutions that are not defined by funding, not defined by the lack of resources, not defined by the different policies that are crippling here sometimes. We see it as an opportunity and we deliver. I am a product of Jordan and I'm proud to represent Jordan in the US and help you connect with entrepreneurs like me who are filling this room in any way that we can. Thank you.